On to the episode Middle Ground with JLE L.L.C, where we treat you like family. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, off my first album, The JLE Experience. On music and copyright. Don't mute on Facebook. I'm your host with all the titles, JLE. Ain't done this in a minute, but want to get some new content to you. Let you know what's going on with the brand. First and foremost, appreciate everybody that's been supporting. But when I rebooted this show back in March of 2021 and got me on my path to my purpose to what I'm doing. Even though God tricked me into doing some ministry with this thing, it don't hurt to be a little obedient and all the different things he's opened up in what I'm doing. Today we're going to talk about, well, as you know, the fourth book is already out, JLE's Daily Devotionals. Go get that one. I'm going to get the hard copies out soon, but go get the ebook. Good motivational stuff for 365 days out the year to help you get through. You looking for that, go check that book out. It'll change your life for the better. Not long after I released that, I was working to release it, my family and former guest of the show, Tiffany Para, OWN magazine, with Phoenix Fanatics magazine owner. She's a movable entertainment. She got shows. She doing her thing out here. She know how courthouse story. She had reached out to me to be a part of the Unsnapped Men's Edition anthology book. I never done one of those, so it was like, wow, I'm honored. Appreciate that you reached out to me because she did one for the women, and she doing ones for men from men perspectives of how you deal with chaos, stuff going on in your life, and things to do to calm down. I think be very instrumental in helping men, and even get you a author Yoda. I'm Star Wars fan, so I got one in T. Lachelle. What up, though? Get well. And I was slacking for a minute, but we do workshop with great talent. Former UFC fighter champ Clifford Starks. He doing a lot of phenomenal things out here. Appreciate what he brings to the conversation when we have our meetings. And after I went to the first workshop, I'm like, okay, so I know the parameters. I'm kind of, that college mode. Okay, when to due date? What I got to do? Give me some time. Let me think. And I'm take care of my part. And I forgot what song I was listening to when I started writing. And I wrote my rough draft like, wow, okay. I expect to be that vulnerable, but okay. And the weird cool thing was when I met with my author Yoda, T. Lachelle, I never talked to someone as an author asking me author questions. So that was cool and weird at the same time. I'm writing about that for this month's LinkedIn Middle Ground with JLE article. So be on the lookout once I finish writing it. Might finish it tonight and publish it. And it was just weird, like, what made you write this? What was you thinking when you put them words? I'm like, wow, I'm weird. I know. I mean, I'm creative. So I got all these titles, but I don't really look at them like, oh man, you publish 4 books, you put 2 albums out, you got your press credentials. I don't look at it like that tough, honestly. And maybe I should. So I don't take myself that seriously yet. And to have someone moved by what I wrote and asking those questions was the first time ever someone really, like, right after I wrote it. So it was like a day later having this dialogue. I'm like, wow, you really an author, Jay. These are some good questions she asking. I ain't think about that. And even her interpretation, what I wrote, like, okay. I mean, I was trying to tell a story, and how do I get to that story? Because everything I look at, like writing a song. Meat and potatoes of the song is the chorus. So to me, the middle and the ending of the chapter is the chorus, and the beginning is the verses to get you to there. And how do you bridge the two? And it's one of all the stuff I've been humbly blessed to do so far. That gotta be one of the coolest things I've experienced, having someone ask me author questions. Like for real, like wow, that's pretty dope. I've got to make it public on my Facebook. Let me do that real quick. Why? Talk to good people. I don't know. I don't know what these youngins doing with that. Don't care. And I'm like, thinking to myself, like, man, get ready. Just think about the pop, boy. You're gonna be doing this for real, for real. Just wait. You really start getting a question they ask you. There we go. I'm gonna make this public on Facebook. There we go. And even, and I know if you watch this, you watching the live or you watch the replay, you'll probably look like, Jeff, yeah, you are author, you write stuff. Come on, you ain't connect. No, I'm a little slow in that department of connecting those two things. Cause then I'm looking like, dang, this pop like it should be a bestseller. That's a lot of people gonna read the chapter about the JLE story. Like, whoa, man, you got very vulnerable in that, man. Everybody going like, Lord, I don't know why I gotta be so transparent on my journey. I don't like being that vulnerable, but it's what's needed. And it's starting to help me figure out and connect the dots with my life. The one thing I'm learning to become a better writer so far from the mentorship and the workshops. I never looked at what I've been through in life as it's a story that's going to help someone else, really. I'm a nerd. You know, father died when I was 12. I ain't really been in the streets or nothing. I ain't no flash over here. Been through some stuff, but it ain't no men's society type movie type stuff. Like, but no matter what your life is, it's a story that might help someone else. If you don't think nothing flashy where Hollywood scene set with stuff blowing up going on, someone might need to hear your story to help them. So now it just start having me looking at retrospective type of way of, okay, everything you've been through, it got you to this point where the stuff you're writing and recalling is going to be compelling to someone to the audience that needs to hear it. But then it's like, wow. Hmm. I ain't I ain't even try to quantify it on that level. Like, wow. I'm gonna make sure you do the work and you keep going. But words are powerful. And through all the stuff I've been through, good and bad, I'm always trying to make sure there's a silver lining at the end of it. It's not all bad. I mean, it's your journey. There's gonna be some crooked curves in there, but so far, it's still cool. It's more good than bad. So I don't want you to read my story and go get some Crown or some Jack or something. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad at all. Nah. Now they're trying to make sure in this story I wrote for this anthology, it might make you cry, might make you laugh, might make you look at it like, wow, he been through a lot. Wow, he got away with words. What he been through. So it's definitely, I mean, Pac's one of my favorite hip hop artists, so you're gonna feel it. You definitely gonna read it like, oh, he dunked at me the moment I started reading. Because dang, that's how you coming. Like, yep, I ain't playing no games. I mean, whatever thing I'm a part of, mama mentality, be your best at it. Put your best foot forward. If that means being vulnerable, putting information of who you is out there, where you connect the dots to some stuff that has happened. But I mean, I've talked about it in music, the platform. I've been on the mental health platform, Third Bomb, Dr. Lisa H. Fuller. And I mean, she the real MVP, man. I'm thankful she let God use her to. She's the origin story. I rebooted this whole thing, so I saw she do her show on Anchor app. So Spotify bought it. Audio app. I could do middle ground show. I ain't gotta look at nobody. Cool. That's how we started the show. Rebooted. Then people wanted to engage, have an audience, and we got to doing StreamYard with it. But my first interview on her show, 1400, was about my first book, Inspiration, Keep Working, Keep Grinding, Keep Praying, # Musician Thoughts. Great interview, great show, had fun doing it. And after we did it, she like, oh, I'm just starting you off. You about to, you don't even see what God about to do with you. I'm like, what did you see? Like, and that's been the thing where people, one of my older brothers, were during that period of the early part when there was a lot of doubt of, man, I ain't making no money doing this. I'm putting a lot of time into it. I could be in the studio. Yeah, let's go to. Then I get that phone call or that text, and it was like he was Marvel reference, the Human Torch, just full of energy and excitement about, man, I've been to the future and I seen what you working on, and it's awesome. You doing this, you doing that. Man, just keep having a love for what you're doing. Just keep doing it. People watching you. And my little old self would look at him like, man, what's the number since you've been to the future? Because you talk like you seen what this will become. Let me get my Scrooge McDuck money real quick. But that energy is what I would need to keep going. Because I would get people say, oh, you still doing your podcast, or someone being a jerk off, oh, your little podcast. You making any money? Like, God already know. And this is what I know to be true about God. If God asks you to do something, he know what you're going to need to really do it on a God-like level. So for me, which I didn't realize was ministry, because he crafty like that. I want to try to be my dad with all that ministry stuff. Shout out to Reverend Homer Evans Jr. But to have me do this to where it needs to reach multitudes, where I can do more film, TV shows, and all the other stuff, radio and broadcast, building this company from nothing to make it a global $1 billion brand. I'm going to need money and the team to do it. So it can be done the way it needs to be done and not deal with gatekeepers that be on that bull jive. So he know all this. So I'll come to everything happened at the point in time it's supposed to happen. Like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is all connected. Your journey, it's all connected. I don't know at which interval, okay, Jeff is going to meet these people to be his teammates for the brand. He's going to sign this contract. He's going to do this deal and that deal. I know I want to be retired by 50. That's what I'm working hard for. And retired by 50, running my company. That ain't work to me. But he know the truth of how this supposed to play out. And when at points it's supposed to pop. So I just gotta keep doing the work and keep my mind focused on getting better. I will eventually have a more elaborate setup and all that, but in time I will. As long as I got the tech and what I need to do the job, we're gonna add more along the way. I don't have a big stupid middle ground, all the different shows and all that behind me. We're gonna get there. Everything takes time. Other people I know doing it who say I inspired them, stuff takes time. And I know we're in a microwave world where most suggests and I want pancakes, eggs, and bacon. And you press a button on the cartoon and instantly it popped out. That's how our world wants stuff to be now. I want to be awesome with the money right now. No, there's no button to press for that. Hard work, getting better at the craft, learning, researching, still works. So that's what I would do a lot. Many days I watch other people podcasts or shows who interview on YouTube to see how to make guests feel more comfortable. If you have a panel, how do you make it flow better? Make sure everybody involved, but different techniques to try. I'm always doing that. Why sometimes I be tired because working on your brand, that's ain't no time doing on it except you when you don't feel like doing it. And then it do become you gotta find balance. So you not just strictly go to work 9 to 5, come home, work on the brand for the next 9 to 8 hours. You gotta have that balance. And now I'm working for the ground floor show to make sure I have some guest panelists, and I'm reaching out, keep reaching out to where I know I got a good amount of amazing women that want to rock with the show and get that female perspective. Because I'm gonna get what I need, but I gotta go pay for it, learn how to do it myself. I'm gonna get it. The brand will have what it needs. I mean, take my music. When I first started, my beat sounded trash. I can say it now. I was never gonna say it back in the day. But yeah, learn how to make beats and music, trash. But I kept researching, kept watching interviews on how they would build the song, their approach, kept working, kept learning. Now I get in that studio working on the third album with Throne Music. Oh, it's like Shaq and Kobe in there. Like I come up with a melody, you put it down. We come across another instrument and looking for the instrument, we find this. Now he already know. Add that to the track. You already know what I like. And trust me, the growth. You listen to the first album, JLE Experience. Listen to the second album, JLE World. You'll see the growth. And when you check out the third album, JLE for Life, JLE Forever, you're going to see the growth as a musician. Because you got to keep getting better. I'm seeing that a little bit as a writer now, but I can get better in the storytelling, delivery. Like now, I got to finish The Order of the 12th Intellect. That's my political thriller. That's gonna be on Netflix, and they're gonna blow a lot of stuff up in that. So you got all the elements of a action-packed type hookup. Just got to finish writing it. So them things like, okay, well, I need to hang with the homies, need to check on this, do that, get some me time. Well, you need to work on this, but you got this other book. So find a balance and still grinding. But I definitely think with this anthology, that's going to do something amazing. It's going to add to me. And when it becomes a bestseller, that's under the name. You help make that a bestseller. Hey, he a bestseller. Go check out my books. They dope too. You know, that's the gold standard. I want to get that. And it's more just besides the recognition of being a bestseller, I found my audience that really rock with what I'm writing. That's what bestseller signifies to me, that I found the ones that rock with what I'm doing. Because we have to go to find your lane, who like what you're doing. Because, you know, I tell anybody that have a great idea, because I learned at Mike Illett School of Business at Wayne State, you need a yes. You know, I always use, I want to become a painter. Yes, what type of paint you want to use? And that was a chapter I read on how having people with that mindset fuels that person to really want to be about their journey they just discovered, what their purpose is. Compared to the norm in a lot of areas, I want to be a painter. Oh, you old sucker duck. You don't know how to pay nothing. Always trying to be more than what you is. Yeah, you right. Dream and purpose destroyed. And you never do it. And live with that regret. Become bitter. If you got that one person, like, that sounds like a dope idea. Well, let's get online. Let's start research. Let's get on YouTube. You want to eventually get a store? How you want to go about it? Let's start writing some stuff now. And that just keep it going. You just need that one. So out of what, almost 8 billion people on the planet, I know there's a billion people that rock with what I'm building. But low level, there's 100,000 to 1,000,000 people that want to rock what I'm doing. You just got to get what you're doing to the people. That's where I ain't seen no one yet that I've admired in any industry. When they got interviewed about how they got there, they kept working, kept getting better. And yeah, I learned that going back to high school. We had Miss Constance for honors English, and she was Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe with that English line. But every summer she would go back to get better in that field. So she was one of the best in teaching us English. And I hope she's still alive. Gotta give her flowers. Miss Constance, when I went to Wayne State English, I laughed at any assignment they gave me. This it. And it wasn't to be arrogant or an ass. It was just, we went from reading 500-page books a week, 3,000 word essays every Friday, to 20-page papers by the end of the school year, second semester of 10th grade, until senior year. When we left and went to the basic English, we tapped out, me and my home. So going from that level of playing Shaq, Kobe, and all the greats, for example, going to Wayne State, and I need you to write a page paper on Rosewood. That's it. You joking, right? I mean, what are 15-page papers? Oh no, we ain't doing that. All right, what is due? It's due in 2 weeks. I had it tomorrow. I'm gonna go rent that movie. This easy work. And I kept having that energy where the teacher had asked, "You the only one that be just throwing these assignments in like it's nothing." Like, cause I had Jordan for an English teacher, and everything I just told you on this show. When I told her, she's like, "That was everyday life and honors English at Cooley." Like, yeah. So no disrespect to you, but the stuff you said is the assignment. It's too easy. I mean, she made me think you was going to be doing more than what we were doing then, but she knew if I give you hell, you're going to see heaven when you go there because this is going to be easy. And it was. For my, and what was it? When I got my first 4 point in college, it was the Africana Studies class. We had to do a paper on slavery. Because of how she coaches up to do the work, I think it was 12 pages. I freestyled the first 7. Just from all the stuff I've learned and read about slavery and knew, freestyled it because of her. Because doing 20-page papers on transcribing this to what Julius Caesar would say or from their time to now, this easy. I just went and found 5 pages worth of stuff to reference and cite sources, blah, blah, blah. Man, take that paper, leave me alone. And I had to get back like, I gotta get one more hug ever since. So Miss Conch, you out there, number love. You taught me the game of English. You might be a great reason why with this writing, I'm decent at it. I can always be better. Because you had us grinding. We used to live at the main library. Like, man, it's a Saturday. We up here doing what? Julius Caesar and all my fellow class of 96 Cardinals. Y'all know in them trenches we were in. Like, man, I still didn't do that 3,000 word essay. Like, oh no. This it don't seem like being an honor kid. This don't seem like heaven. This seems like a punishment. But it was training us all because all of us went on to do some phenomenal, cool stuff. It got us trained to that grind, do that work. And that's the big thing with that grind. Because anything you're working on is a grind. There's going to be that period where you work. But if you ain't used to working, you're going to tap out. You're going, oh my God, my hand cramped, my leg, I'm tired. This is too much. Get your butt out of here. Shut up. Suck it up. You want to do this, you're going to have to pay the price. I mean, Ric Flair get a lot of love now that a while back he wasn't getting, but he's forever known as the world champion. If you watch his old promos that even sports athletes be comparing with the hard time holding alligator shoes now, he walked around custom made with 20 pounds of gold on his waist, and he will tell you as the world champion, you can translate to whatever you're working to become. This is how you look when you make it. You the best of the best. You wear the best. You let it be known you are the best because you will pay the price to be the best. Putting that time in ain't nothing to you because anybody gonna outwork you. I was just wrestling. I mean, the moves are real. The storylines might be fake, but it's good entertainment. But if you don't do the moves right, you hurt someone. Die-hard wrestling fan. But even now, you hear more of his Saturday morning promos he did in the 80s. Sports athlete, everybody, because he was giving life game. You know, if you want to be anything, you're going to have to walk that aisle. Walk the aisle, walk that path to get to it. And pay the price. What the hard blood, sweat, tears is going to take to do it. You're going to have to do it. But when you do it, you style and profile when you do it. You let everybody know, yeah, I'm here. I'm coming. It's my time. I'm next. Let them know you because you put the time in. So you know what you about to go do. And it's a great feeling. It took me 3 years to get my bachelor's of science in business management, but I got it. And when I look back on it, and encourage other people back then when we was focused on what year we gonna get it. Looking back on it now, it don't matter that I started college after I helped raise my nephew after I graduated. And I was playing New Edition, Still in Love with You, riding at work doing something. And I thought about it, I just had to sing that Home Again album, put him to sleep. Shout out to my man Khalil, he's missed. But I started with engineer. Kept getting my head beat in with calculus. Went to music management. Now, Fred did say, and that was a God idea, why don't you do business management? Because you want to have your own record company. Fool, you ain't doing that. Go on to do the business, the music stuff. Burn myself out, drop out in 08. After 5 years, just being a ham and egg, working a 9 to 5, like, man, this ain't life. I need more. I need options. Go back January 2013. Talk with the head dude, Dr. Duncan. Why don't you go to business? And you can get done. Go to get the degree, right? And from January 23 to August 2020, I went year round. I had that great scene, the Transformers cartoon movie. Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost. I got to get my degree no matter the cost. I'm tired of being in Wayne State. I got to get out of here. Appreciate all the love, the free classes, but it's time to get to the next steps. And I grind, and I look back on it now like, wow, that seemed like eons ago. I was grinding to get that degree, but I got it. And on the other side of that degree, there's not an option I wrote about. When you make it, all this I'm doing that I wasn't thinking about doing in the journey of that. And just the work ethic that it showed, you can do anything if you did that. And there was a lot of stuff I went through to get that degree. So it's never going to be easy on your path. I know I'll take you around the whole world and come back. Good storytelling. But it's not going to be a microwave. It'd be awesome if it was. Because there's stuff you're going to learn along your journey that will prepare you for when you get there. Doing this, there is a grind to it. And the grind I used to get my degree and all the stuff I did at that time, I can do this. Well, for a minute, I was overbooking shows and doing 5 shows Monday through Saturday. 5-6 hours after work. Yeah, I was grinding. But it wasn't no different because I was grinding like that, getting my degree, working on my first album, working overtime, all that at the time. Got to pay the price, walking that out. But it's beautiful when you get there. Even when I got a D in my accounting and stats class, which you never take together, I wrote Knock Me Down on One Knee on the second album. Wrote about that. So it's been some song situation triggered what I wrote about. But failure's not an option. I look at that song now, like I talked about, okay, you on the other side of it. You balling out. You living the good life. You made it. And it's true. I didn't have none of these titles. I was just a musician. In the storm of getting my degree. And now, legit, all these titles. And I can't remember her name, but she was a advisor. She had retired at Wayne State for, I can't remember the name of the program right now. Escapes me. They was in the A&B, second floor. And when she learned I was finishing my degree, she had gave me some Yoda game. Being a custodian is not who you are, it's what you do. You working to eventually get your business degree and have your own record company. So you are a CEO and you need to carry yourself as such. That game changed my life. I can't remember her name. I remember her face. Shout out to her, still around. Because it changed my whole outlook. And I learned what a brand is because of her. Because I was looking at, I am what I do. Like, nope, custodian is what I do to pay the bills. Who I am is what I'm working towards. And that really started opening me up to, as a brand, you don't know who's watching or who might be able to help you. So always be the hardest worker in the room. Shout out to the Rocks. You know, he said a lot. Got it from him. But it's true. You be the hardest worker in the room, people gonna take notice. Because in today's world, that is lacking. That is one of the biggest missteps a lot of people made and want to give their kids everything they never had coming up. They didn't make their kids work for it. It's life lessons learned in working for it. So hopefully the next generation, there's a balance of people that was taught how to work for it. Because you can't have everybody expecting it to be microwave to success. That ain't good ground. You got to build it. And there are steps to building it. Some of the richest of the rich always get a masterclass telling you, you can't just have a $1 billion chair company, for example. You got to build it. You got to start from the ground up to make sure once you're shipping them chairs across the planet, the company will sustain itself and take in the money, put it where it need to go, put out more product. You ain't gonna do that in 5 minutes. You gotta make sure all your departments are on point. The right people are in place. Takes time. And me building a radio broadcast company from out the mud, scratch, that's a lot I'm learning. That so may have a master class I give in the near future. But it's a lot of work. There's a lot of research. Because I mean, I'm humbled that people always come to me with business ideas. I'm like, I know a lot of talented people. And I know that it ain't the norm in the Black community that, okay, that we just crank out amazing people. We all are gifted at something. But some people might need to see someone doing it like, well, if they did, I could do it. I mean, finish my degree, inspired one of my brothers to finish his. Like, well, he did, I could do it. That's all it takes. If Jeff, it ain't no saying they knocking on who you are, but like, if Jeff could sit up here and build a radio broadcast multimedia company from nothing, what can I do if I put some effort behind it? And that's myself, like, get your Ric Flair moment. You have a hard time on these Gucci shoes down. You custom made head to toe because you've arrived. You put the time in now. You worked hard and go play hard. I still gotta get my belt made for my degree. That's gonna be my Christmas present. I gotta make sure I do that. I keep forgetting. And everybody making these fantasy belts, I gotta get mine. And want to be made like Ric Flair, that design. Wayne State University, Mike Ellis School of Business Management champion. JLE. Gotta have that boy made. Make sure I put in something so I don't get dirty. Like that. That hard work. That's what it was for. And even now with this anthology, I'm delving more into author, be a better writer, to where if anything, I want my stories to be felt. I want you to read, whether it's about me or a made up story that might be entertaining, suspenseful, something to help you, but you feel it. And you really like, dang, okay, this man, Jeff, that dude be putting it down. Cause I'm noticing it's been going on since I was a kid. I would notice a lot of books become TV shows and movies or TV series. It's still going on. So I need my piece of that pie. But to get my piece of that pie, I gotta make sure I'm grinding. I'm working. I'm putting out the content. Not just on here, but my books. I just gotta find a program that can write it. Maybe I need a robot to write it for me. I don't think maybe robots ain't a bad idea in that regard, because the typing part, like, yeah, I don't feel like wasting my whole day doing that, but it got to be done because I need it. Yeah. So I got my own Marvel Universe for my one book. That was a dream. That's gonna be dope once it is done. And cartoon made, whole nine. Order 12 Intellect, that might be a series. Maybe at least 2 books. And I gotta do a comedy. I mean, I gotta do something about the squad, man. Yeah, I got to. I mean, you had American Pie, that was cool. But a lot of stuff we experienced at Cooley, it was some good times up there too. Now, everybody will be different people. I'll make sure I work to where you don't know who the hell I'm talking about. Now, if you were there, you might have an idea of who's who. But man, yeah, I think that'd be a good comedy to make about the squad. I don't know what I call it, but that'd be a good one. So I definitely got different books I want to write. Like I always had an idea for a college story that kids' checks is late. And the dude go to the school president asking him for money. Something crazy like that. But yeah, Def gotta. I mean, God always gonna have me put some inspiration out there for people writing wise, and that's cool. But political thrillers, fantasy, and comedy. Might even do a romance one, you know, especially given the climate of the world today with dating. That might be a cool book to write for a story. But definitely, my chapter ain't done yet. Snap Men's Edition anthology will be out in 2025. Then there'll be a conference in March that I was asked to speak at too. So that's like a whole new ground. I'm like, wow. Calm down, Jeff. They don't look at you. I know you're okay. It's gonna be fun. I ain't gonna freak out. But this anthology has really been awesome in helping me look at myself more as a writer. And really take that moment to take it in and look at, yeah, you tighten up on some stuff, but you got something there. You publish 4 books. You know a little something about writing. So you can always get better. Make sure you straight to the point with your wording. And I want you to get lost in the story. My friend once told me about my music. I need to get lost in it more so people could feel it. And she was right. It's great advice. I try to make sure I do that with songs to where I gotta captivate you. Gotta suck you in. Like, wow, he took me on a journey. It's some good stuff. So I definitely appreciate everybody that's rocking with the brand. I do plan to have some merch out. Process. So that's all I'm aware once I have it. So I'm gonna have on. But we're definitely have a great show in that 30 night sports show. Got to show love to the Tigers for going as far as they did. Talk about some other stuff. I'm gonna have a great show with Brother Rome in the damn glasses for ground floor. I believe I sold up having some female panelists for the Sweetest Day in Detroit and a few other cities. So we're talk about some relationship stuff and some other few subjects. Tomorrow I don't know, I might do another live and talk about politics. I already voted. I might do that tomorrow. Yeah, I might do that tomorrow for 7:00 show. So I gotta give you content, you know. I mean, I do feel God tug like, hey, ain't no middle ground new stuff out here. What you doing? And ain't always gotta be a guest. You can be the guest. Get up there. All right, I'll put the content out. But yeah. There was always gonna be some content for the JLE weekends. I forgot to put the flyers up. Make sure I do it tomorrow. I took a nap earlier. Then my homeboy woke me up. Then I had someone talking trash. The nerve of the person. But yeah, thankfully they called me because I was napping, man. I moved a lot of stuff around today, so that was a good nap. But they're ready. Try to have everything done tonight. So these shows we have everything posted before. I'm trying to have done for 3:00 in the morning, so I can work on tomorrow's stuff, and then go work out. So I'm back doing that, and yeah, gotta be right. Gotta be right for what's coming next. Always get your workout in. Mental health, balance yourself out, and trust your journey. There's no time limit on when it's going to get to the finish line, and take it all in. Because when you do get there, it's gonna feel like a blur. Like, dang, it's over. I went through all that. Make sure you learned the lesson that you should have learned in that process. They will help you on the other side. So I thank you for checking this out. Share it with someone. Keep rocking with the brand. Appreciate you. We're gonna keep bringing the content out to you. Everyone have a great weekend. Till next time. Well, next time will be at 9:30. 313